Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day. So we're in John 8, and we're starting the first verse. Yahushua went unto the mountain of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. So Yeshua went into the temple and taught them. So it's very important to note that he was in the temple. Very important to note that. And the scribes and the Parashim, which is Pharisees, so the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Rabbi, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. So these guys had brought the woman to the temple, which is very important to note. Remember that she brought him to the temple. And he says, they said unto him, this woman was taken in the act of adultery, the very act. So they said they caught her in the act. And it says, Now Moshe in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what say you? So in the law, if you catch someone being an adulteress, you're supposed to stone them. You're supposed to stone them outside the gates. That's where they say here. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. So Yeshua knows the Torah, right? He knows the Torah perfectly, and he knows what they're trying to do. They're trying to get him to break the law by using the law against him, but he knows what they're trying to do, and he knows the law and what to follow and how to do it. So he wrote, but Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. When they continued asking him, he lifted him up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him cast a stone at her. Let him first cast a stone at her. So a lot of people say that you shouldn't attack people that aren't following Torah, you shouldn't reprove them, you shouldn't talk to them about it, right? You just let them be what they want to be because you're not sinless. And that's right, we're not sinless. We know we sin because we have the Torah. We still try to teach it, you still reprove your brethren, you should still try to help them get on a narrow path. And again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. We don't know exactly what he wrote, but he's probably something about like them being hypocrites or something like that, or whatever he wrote, they understood what he was doing. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. And when Yahushua had lifted himself up, and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those your accusers? Has no man condemned you? She said, No man, Adonai. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I commend you, go and sin no more. So when you catch someone cheating, when you catch someone doing in the act of adultery, you were supposed to stone them, but you're supposed to take them outside the gates. You don't stone them inside your own temple. You don't stone them inside the land. You don't want blood in your land. You don't want to kill people inside of the Holy Land. You're supposed to take them outside at the gate. And another thing is there are accusers. There had to be accuser two or more, right? When you go to someone, there should be two or more. There should be, where are the accusers? There weren't any. So he knew what they were doing. They had brought them, but there was nobody that accused, nobody that actually caught her, right? So he said, go and sin no more, right? He let her go because there was nobody to accuse her. They were doing it inside the temple. They wanted to break the law by trying to tempt him into sin, but they didn't because he didn't break the law because he knew that you're not supposed to stone them inside the temple. You're not supposed to do it without witnesses. So if there's no witnesses, not outside the land, you can't do this. So guys, he didn't break the law. He didn't stop them from believing the law. He didn't stop them from even following the law. He followed the law and he did it perfectly. He did it better than them because they tried to get him to break the law so they have something against him, so they could kill him somehow, use it against him, put him in jail, whatever they wanted because they didn't like what he was teaching. So guys, follow the Torah, understand the Torah, use the Torah as your defense. Use it as see if someone comes to you, try to attack you, you know what to do because of the Torah. They try to tempt Yahushua with the Torah, but he knew the Torah better than them, and he knew that was wrong with them, what they were trying to do. So guys, follow the Torah, and I hope that you have a blessed day.